Can you hear me now and see me now? Damn it! I think you do. Maybe just. Can you hear me? I guess now you can see and hear me. Right? Thumbs up. Okay. Hello everyone. Let's get started. Sorry for the delay. I have no financial interests. I have no sponsored links. And I don't want no donations, please. I'm done. I'm all yours. No, actually, I wanna say something about the current price drop. I mean, many people basically are nervous, worried. It leaves me, I mean, not 100% calm. That would be a lie, kind of. I mean, sure, I'd prefer XRP be at $1 or so already. That would take away a lot of pain from all of us, for sure. But for me, being bullish and my belief that the whole thing will be a success, I literally have no doubts still. You couldn't hear the theme music, sorry. That's because it didn't stream. Actually, this stupid new YouTube, on the old one, basically I started my stream and I went live. And here I have to click a button which is kind of like almost not visible. So gechillt wie noch nie. That's perfect, my way, David. Wohnzimmer, you have food on your t-shirt. Do I? I don't think that's part of the not visible anymore. It was called knits thing, but the thing is also almost not visible anymore. It's not food, I guess, unless somewhere where I cannot see. But then you might also not see it, I'm pretty sure. Which part of Switzerland? I'm located in Canton Aargau, which is north, quite north, a little bit east of Basel, and a little bit west of Zurich, but on the northern border of Switzerland. Franco Sparano, well, no. Franco Sparano is asking about CBDCs. Well, basically, most certainly, CBDCs will have the same problem as current fiat. You will be required to have a medium of exchange. Either a Nostro account or a bridge asset like XRP. And sure, CBDCs will run on a ledger, but they will not run on the XRP ledger. That's ridiculous. I hope I did answer that question good enough. Otherwise, you check back with me, Frank. Content consume. Well, his takeaway basically is from all those theories and whatever reasons or things what might happen with XRP or to XRP, he basically declined all of those. And why he did the whole blog is to actually stop Moon Boys calling it Moon, calling that everyone will become millionaire like XRP going to hundreds or thousands of dollars. He just doesn't believe so. I mean, while all the arguments were 100% correct, and I totally agree, because my belief is XRP will not need any of these theories to go high in price. But the takeaway, the summary of the whole thing, I totally not agree, because XRP needs a high price for high value transactions. We are fantastic, though most of those TPS transactions are from IOUs. Mostly I think it's a BTC IOU, but don't confuse BTC IOU on XRP ledger with BTC. Even though it shares the same name, the price doesn't need to be the same. A BTC on XRP ledger can have a totally different price than to the real world BTC. That's actually and that's also something Galgatron got wrong in the argument where he was talking about private ledgers being able to handle XRP, because for one, you cannot take an XRP out of the XRP ledger. You can only kind of move its value and issue something else on another ledger which has the same value as you have on the XRP ledger. That's basically the problem for most those stable coins, because the backing, the collateral is not guaranteed, and that's the freaking brilliant idea behind David Schwartz's stablecoin proposed functionality, because there the collateral, the backing of the stablecoin will be guaranteed through logic. It will not be possible to have a under collateralized stablecoin, or it will be taken over by someone who might fill the collateralization level, and by doing that he will make a win as long as the stablecoin is still in use. NITS is a or was, I don't know if they still exist, was a Dutch I wouldn't call rock band, but maybe rock band, something like that. Hi Jack, that's an honor. I'm seeing you now. Jack, my friend, he has joined my live stream. I'm having like goosebumps almost, Jack. By the way, for everyone not knowing, Jack is trying to do a YouTube channel as well. He just, I think the other day, released his kind of welcome video. So everyone interested in what he has to say, please subscribe to his channel. Even though many people think Jack is just kind of copying news covered elsewhere, that's something he does. He's repeating and reiterating old news. But we have to know that there are many newcomers who haven't seen those, now not news, now olds maybe, yet. And for that reason I'm very thankful to Jack. And I told him this week that there are one I'm particular proud of him, if you so want to say, is that he was literally the only person telling us about this company called NobleProg, which offers Ripple net training and XRP training in the whole world. I think they cover, I don't know, about 50 or 75 countries. And in the bigger countries such as Switzerland, they have like every week a Ripple training. And basically that was one of the, is it called mosaic stones, which was the final piece to take my last little bit of doubt away that this will be huge, because you will not be offering training for something where the possibility that it will succeed is just 50%. That's just pure nonsense. So please give Jack heads up, subscribe to his channel. He has always some how is it called, jewels he digs up and let us know about. Also, I think he was, if I'm not wrong, the first person I saw posting the video from the SAP. I think it was the CTO Frank Rijkaard or so, who was talking about this proof of concept they have been setting up between Canada and Germany, and it took them about 10 days to get the whole thing working. Mark C, you're right. There is no proof that anything will go rapidly or quick. I mean, it's honestly, it's if you so may want to call it hopium, but I mean, you heard Bradley Kimes and Digital Asset Investor talk about that they overheard a guy as well talking that they're kind of waiting to be able to settle hundreds of billions. I think 300 billions was the number to be settled in XRP, and you can be sure that it's not the only one. I mean, guys, everyone who has still doubts, RippleNet saves the banks 30%. XRP high volatile will save them additional 30%. If XRP will come to more or less a low volatile asset, which may be the case once it has a really high price, let's say 4 digits something, then banks or whoever uses ODL can expect an additional 10% of cost savings. And I mean, you have to know that the total global cross-border transaction market costs today, year by year, $1.6 trillion. $1.6 trillion. And now you can do your own math, what it would mean to be able to save 70% of that, or at least an additional 40% of that for those who are already on RippleNet. I mean, those are figures which are unimaginable. And I mean, if you go to your bank and tell them, hey, we could save $1 billion in cost and invest elsewhere, you can be sure each CEO would tell how. How high what? 4 digits, Christopher, Sofiandis and Frank. Yeah, Jack has been. We kind of connected. I think 1.5 years ago or so. I don't know how it went, but I was one of the few Twitterers he followed, and so we came to talk, and Jack is really a wonderful person, a wonderful person. No problem, Jack. I thank you that you joined my stream. Yes, I've seen. Well, it's actually not a new MoneyGram investment. It's actually the fulfillment of the promise from the first investment. I think they promised an amount to put into MoneyGram, but they only paid, I don't know, 10 or 30%, and now they paid the rest basically. Michael Joachim, no, I do not know whom will visit such trainings, but you can be sure you won't organize trainings every week if there were not enough attendees to those trainings. Hallo Manuel. Mark C, you are full of doubts. And I know there is no proof or anything. But I mean, basically, what started my research was this ILP presentation from Everest. And I figured Everest is a system integrator, an affiliate company from NTT Data, the biggest IT provider, or IT, I don't know, company in Japan. And because I myself work in IT, I know how system integrators work. It's usually them who install software at the client. And the 4 companies I did a research upon, CGI, Task Group, Finastra and Temenos, they cover between 60 and 70% of the worldwide banking software market. And you can be sure that and actually this was one thing I learned as well, and this is really important, guys. Watch the video, my recap about Swell again. I asked Navin Gupta, do customers from Temenos or Finastra are they included in the 300? And he told me no. So you can be 100% sure I'm pretty sure there is at least 1,000 more banks already on RippleNet. I have literally no doubt about that. I mean, those 4 companies have 500,000 personnel. Ripple has, if we count high, 500, but it used to be way less 2 years ago, and they started with those 4 companies in 2016 already. If only 1% of those people were taking care of banking customers, then it was basically 5,000 people, which is factor 10 higher. And you can be sure that with factor 10 higher, it'll be a no-brainer to have between 5 and 10 times the same amount of customers as Ripple themselves have. And 5 to 10 times is like between 1,500 and 3,000 banks. And I mean, I'm talking here about thousands. I'm always very conservative with my figures, and yet I still arrive at high prices and stuff. Let me move that window over so that I'm kind of looking into the screen. Jimmy, the 1500 TPS, that I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that micropayments will be using payment channels. Let's say you watch a video, a movie, and you pay per, I don't know, minute or so. So the payment channel will go open for the full 90 minutes, okay? And if you pay, I don't know, let's make it simple, 1 XRP per minute, then the payment channel will reserve 90 XRP for the 90 minutes. And then every minute it'll move 1 XRP, but it'll not be a transaction on the ledger. Only once you stop watching, be it once the film finishes or once you get tired of watching because it's not an interesting movie. That could be after 2 minutes, after 30 minutes or whatever. And then only the amount of minutes you actually viewed will be paid. And that'll be just one transaction. It'll still be a little money, but it'll not be like those nano payments or whatever. Pedro Valdez, watch my last video. Well, basically, Pedro, I explained it in my video about Galgitron's block. I 100% support Galgitron's arguments against those idiotic, sorry, it really makes me laugh, theories. The only thing I do not agree is that we will not see high value XRP figures, because that's basically what the banks are waiting for in order to be able to do their high value transactions. That's the only, and some way or the other they need to be to get to those levels. And I'm still a hard believer in Shane Ellis' theory, which basically explains that 3 to lower 4 digit levels could be achieved in about 15 minutes. Hi Raf, by the way. They were the amazer. Well, I mean, this shakeout theory, maybe Galgitron could have added that as well as an argument. I mean, the only guys or fish or not fish, so to speak, who want to shake us out, is whales, but it's definitely not the country governments and those guys. I mean, how could they manipulate XRP when they're not even able to hold XRP? That's basically, how can you drive a car when you don't have the car? I mean, Dave Stegan, not very deeply, but yes, once in a while I get some news, and I heard that the Dutch country is one of the most advanced, and I think they're already now or will be quite soon the fastest and cheapest settlement country in Europe. Maybe it's actually XP. I mean, Witte wouldn't be involved with them if it weren't. Eva, are you talking to me? Look what I wrote. I don't see your first. Eva, can you repeat what you meant? Look at what I wrote using XRP. Can you repeat that? By 2021, still 4 digits. Maybe a little bit higher 4 digits. 2025, mass adoption. 5 digits. Pretty sure. Yes, Richard, we have been really a great duo, but honestly, I don't hope that I will need to go to swell again, because until then I really hope that the XRP already has mooned. Rich, I think you're in the wrong channel. My name is not Sam. Happy holidays anyway. Domination, well, it doesn't even need to be a 500 million transaction. I don't know. The problem is though Bittrex doesn't show the full order book anymore. It cuts, I think, after 500 sell orders, and I have some sell orders in the 2-digit areas just to do some tests. Once it moons, I'm kind of checking for myself on which exchange where I'm having an account the same sell order would execute first. That's basically what I want to know. And by checking the Bittrex account, I mean, I literally cannot tell you what it would need to go to 4 digits. However, a year ago, more or less a year ago, with I think a 37 million transaction, we would have been at the famous $589, and the 37 million transaction is nothing. In Swift, in TIPS, or actually Target 2 in the European system, every 3 to 4 seconds we'll see a 50 million transaction. So 35 million is literally nothing. I mean, don't get me wrong, Target 2 and TIPS are not using RippleNet domestically. Most likely they are connected to RippleNet, because that's what we're hearing over and over again, that RippleNet connects to full payment systems. And I think Brad even told it on his keynote as well, that in order to be able to connect to the euro, it's enough to connect with one bank in Europe. And from there you basically have the European rails. But those figures from Target 2 can be extrapolated to the global levels. But honestly, domination, what value a high transaction would need to be to reach 4 digits, I cannot figure out right now. BR fantastic. I am a little bit tired today. I haven't been sleeping well the past few days. I don't know why. Actually, I'm quite calm. The price drop doesn't really. I laugh about it. I mean, Rich. Well, I don't see the only thing where which makes sense so far on having an XRP ledger would be the proposed stablecoin functionality from David Schwartz. But I talked about that in my Swell recap. That will take at least 1 more year. It'll take about 12 months when they start developing it, and they will only start developing it once they have a real demand for it. They will not develop anything which might not be used. Sorry, Rich. So maybe it's just a sarcastic Richie XRP Rich. You're kind of impersonating the other one. Manuel, that's not just hope and blindness. It'll happen. Hallo Peter. Eva Jimenez, thanks for your comment on the Mexican side. That's really interesting. I mean, Eva, can you give us maybe a little bit a feeling about how popular XRP is in Mexico? Because basically what XRP or ODL more will need is market makers, is like people actually wanting to buy and sell and make a little bit of profit on XRP in each, not country, but in each currency. And the more interest we see in countries, people wanting to do that, make small profits on each trade, like percentage-wise small profits. So if they could invest like, I don't know, 50 or 100 million dollars, that'll be fantastic, and they will make a whole lot of money by doing that. Christopher Sofiandis, I wouldn't use either of them. There is actually a really cool cold wallet. I think it's called, it's the company who created the wallet for SBI. Wallet for SBI VC. Let me quickly check. Cool X. It's called the Cool X wallet. Who was it? Christopher Sofiandi. Check out Cool X wallet. It's basically what you will get is like a credit card which has Bluetooth and your private key on it, and you have an app on your whatever smartphone, and the transaction you can only send by actually signing the transaction with the private key. So you will need to press the button on that credit card with the private key. I don't know if it's Bluetooth, but it could be this near field, whatever. Check it out. And I mean, by the fact that SBI is kind of having a copy of that cool X wallet, and SBI needs to have like the best wallet available there is. I mean, they're a bank, they cannot afford to offer a wallet which can be hacked or whatever. That's totally a no-go. I don't have an exit strategy, Flooring Guy. I will cash out what I need. And I recommend you do the same and let the rest appreciate. Ralph Raymond, no. Navin Gupta actually told me they will announce less to us in the future. I mean, in order for them to be able to open corridors, they will need to have a preferred ODL partner exchange in the particular, like dealing in the currency of the particular corridor they're opening. But we will not get that information anymore. We are not target audience for Ripple, and that's also the reason why they will only give us rough numbers about. I mean, 200 or 300 plus customers. What do you think is 300 plus? 305, 350? It could as well be 700. I mean, 300 and this end leaves anything open. That's just to soothe our souls a little bit. Elipal is also, I think, a better choice than Nanoledger or Trezor. But since I know about the cool X wallet, I guess I would go for that one. Thank you, Eva, for your comment. Ake. I'm not doing date predictions anymore. I'm just saying once we see high value transactions going through the system, we will pretty soon see 4 digits. If that happens this year or in the coming months, I really don't know. And it's also not important if it's like 15th of January or 24th of February. For me, that's okay. It's not 2019 anymore, but for me it'll still be good enough. I would be a bit pissed if we'd wait another year, for sure. Ralph Raymond, I don't know if they bought the CoolX company. I think I had a discussion with those guys, and I mean they still exist as a standalone company. You can still have a CoolX wallet and not being an SBI wallet. So from that point of view, I really don't know. Thomas Gilbert, I've been saying that for more than a year. We are not waiting for regulation. Honestly, I don't know what we're waiting for. I mean, that's the reason why Jack and me made so much kind of advertising for the 589 last year. I'm still today 100% sure RippleNet would have had enough volume for the 589 last year already. Now why that didn't happen, I don't know. I really don't know. And honestly speaking, I think many people, I mean, it's a complicated system. I told it several times before. It's like a nuclear reactor. You need to get the freaking thing right the first time. There is no way of error. And once the nuclear reactor started, once that machine started, there will be no going back. There cannot be any error. There cannot be any error, and the system will not be able to be stopped anymore. I'm pretty sure. Mr. Penguin, that question, I mean, ask me in dollar. My calculation, 10 years life expectancy in Switzerland is about $1 million or Swiss francs. And then you can have a decent life. Let's say you're like me, almost 50, and I'm counting to get maybe 80 years. That'll mean I will need at least, how much did I say? 10 million. 1 million. 1 million for 10 years, not 10 million for 1 million for 10 years. Sorry, I think I said 10 million. 1 million for 10 years. So for me that'll make 3 million for 30 years, which basically means that I will, or would, not will, I mean would, take 2 millions of the 3 millions and diversify my investment such that I have, like, I don't know, between higher than 5, maybe higher than 10, or maybe higher than 15% of profit. And on eToro, on the platform I'm investing, it's actually quite simple. It's called copy trading. You search for a good trader, and I have a list of about 5 to, I don't know, 15 traders which have made in the past 3 years decent profit year over year. And then I will put 1 million or 2 million on 5 or 10 of such traders, like diversify a little bit, and then they will do the work for me, and I will have a decent profit, which will still allow me to have some fancy gadgets, like, I don't know, Lambos or nice vacation or whatever. I don't think that we have seen a 3 million ODL transaction already. Pretty sure no. Manuel is asking how we can be sure that the system cannot be hacked. Well, ILP and RippleNet, those transactions which are still using Nostros, not ODL, cannot be hacked. I think they have, I don't know, 256 bits of encryption or something. It's like, with today's machines, it'll take years, and by that time the money will be gone. I mean, the only thing you'll basically figure out is how much money was moved. You will not be able to intercept or anything. And on the XRPL, on the XRP side, I mean, basically it's the same thing. I mean, that's the reason why you have to keep your private key as secure as possible. Which is one of the reasons I do not really trust any of those wallets which have this 12 or 24 seed word recovery mechanism built in. I mean, okay, it's 24 words, but no, I think I'd prefer a random. Now that's a wife. That's obrigado. No, that's a wife. She brought me coffee because I have been yawning 2 or 3 times. I'm really sorry about that. Sometimes it kind of overwhelms me. It's not that I'm not with you or not thinking clearly or so. It's really just my organism lacks oxygen. Which Lambo are you buying, man? Actually, my wife, I think it was this week, last Sunday, I think, when we got home from a dinner at her daughter's, I told her, I think I wouldn't even buy a Lambo. The only dream car I'd have is actually a Porsche. But even there, it doesn't need to be like this, whatever, 911 Super Carrera Turbo, whatever. Like a 911 Turbo. That's basically it, and I think that's 150 grand or something. But I think I might even be happy to just rent one for like half a year or so, or lease and give it back. I don't know. I mean, I don't need to own the thing, really. XRP, yes, she is really amazing. George, they really do. Actually, talking about their ducks in a row, this is something totally unrelated, but I will talk about it anyway. This weekend I had I don't know how it's called. I'm his no, not his his, how is it called? His, Götti, God, I'm his godfather. I don't know what he is for me. He is 7 years old now, Levin, and I went to the zoo in Zurich with him on Sunday. And in the winter, they do little, like, street walks with the penguins there, and I knew that, but I didn't want to check the calendar or anything because I knew it'll be hard to be exactly at that time there. And incidentally, we came to the penguin house at the moment when they were coming back, and it was so cute to like to, in German we would say, wie sie gewatschelt sind. And it was really nice, and Levin really enjoyed it, seeing the penguins walk like a meter, like you could almost shake his, I don't know, hand, see his wing. Godson, thanks, Frank Sparano. So, guys, we're coming to an end today. I mean, I see there literally, basically I have kind of been promising to talk about Galgitron's blog, but I'm really hoping that everyone has seen I didn't translate, I didn't do closed captions yesterday. I was so tired yesterday. I will do that tomorrow. But as a recap, I fully support Galgitron on all those stupid theories. Let me quickly, do I have it open somewhere? Like XRP will be the only remaining coin in existence someday. No, it won't. It be one of the most important coins. XRP will replace fiat. It'll never happen. XRP will be used by everyone for everything. Scalability issues just say no to that. Cobalt won't solve all the scalability issues, and most of those problems Cobalt was trying to solve have been implemented already. It was the most important stuff was security related and not speed related. XRP will be the global reserve currency. That's like the one last hope theory for all those who basically don't understand why and what XRP was made for. XRP will bring down the financial system. Come on, they're working with the financial system. Countries will issue CBDCs on the XRP ledger. No, they won't. They surely won't use a private thing to issue a nation's currency. Surely not. There are two XRP ledgers, a private and a public one. Forget about that. That one I debunked like a year ago, or I don't know. Couldn't they back XRP with gold? I mean, Galgitron's argument was actually, let me quickly peek. He had two concepts. Either a coin is backed, I think he meant packed, or self-valued like XRP. But it cannot be both packed and self-valued at the same time. And my argument, a bridge asset needs to be able to accept or to receive any value it'll require in order to do its work. Exchange value. Thank you, XRP Han. Am Donnerstag ist Deutsch, ja, Roger. Fantastic, Pierre, fantastic. Don't forget, XRP is a totally different beast. And even those who think, like in the whole Twitter community, I guess there's little more than a handful of people who really, with every cell in their body understand what a bridge asset means. And those who don't are looking for other theories because they just hope that the price will rise, but they don't understand it. That's what I strongly believe. Last question, and then we will close for today. I wanna, in the meantime, thank you guys for sticking with me. Hold on, I need to search. 127 viewers. That's not too bad. I want to thank you for your trust, for your persistence to stick with me. As always, you can contact me on Twitter under my handle ipinky77, or you can leave me a comment. Don't forget this, I have to make a note about that. Put link to the Q&A spreadsheet. I have made a spreadsheet where you can put questions where other people might be interested as well, so I can answer there. I have received already, last time I checked was last week. I didn't check for a few days now, but I will check tomorrow. I have received already, I don't know, about 30 questions or so, and some were quite interesting. Just leave a name so that you yourself can refer to. Doesn't need to be your Twitter handle, doesn't need to be your YouTube handle, can be anything you know it's you, so that you can find your own question again. Okay, I see there is no question coming in. In that way, I wish you a nice week, and the German speaking guys I might see or hear, or me actually read on Thursday, and the other ones, stay tuned. See you next Tuesday. Take care. Bye bye.